Now it's time to bring in Brandon Marshall, the best dressed man in sports betting TV shows. I mean, who else can pull off that look?
Oh, yeah. It actually used to be long sleeve. I had to cut it down a little bit to get a different look.
Well, after doing some curls, something like that. All right, well, let's talk about another quarterback. You know, you have a great connection to Denver, won your title there. Russell Wilson. Yikes. What's going on?
It seems like, you know, the coach, Hackett, is not fitting the scheme to Russell. You know, there's a reason why Geno Smith is playing really well in Seattle right now.
And
he's playing really well. So it poses the question, you know, is Russ a system quarterback? Does he need to play in that particular system? And the Denver media actually put out a stat out of all the Broncos quarterbacks since 2000. Russell Wilson actually is last with points per game behind Tim Tebow, Drew Lock, and Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, Denver's had some dud quarterbacks over the years, so that really drives home the point that they're just not getting it done. Well, you know, on top of Denver, there's definitely some other surprises. What's another team that's maybe jumped out to you, or a couple teams, good or bad? Yeah,
well, look, I'll say both New York teams. You know, they look amazing. You know, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm surprised that they're both 4-2 and 5-1.
Yeah.
You know, those guys are playing well because New York sports, they take a hit every year when it comes to football.
It's been a long time since both those teams have been good too. All right, take me inside a locker room. Obviously, you played on some teams that were disappointing.
Yes.
How do teams respond? How do they bounce back? How do they get their mojo back?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's tough because at this point of the year, you know, injuries have set in. You know, like Denver, they have a lot of people on IR right now, right? So, but they still have to dig in, and the season's not all is not lost at this point, right? You have to dig in and continue to fight week after week. And the teams that are kind of, you know, like Carolina, you know, they'll be in Cancun at the top of January.
Well, I was just going to ask you that. It's week 7 of the season. So, is there a point in the season where, as a player, you realize, you know what, our team just stinks this year, or we got enough time to dig in and get back into this thing?
I mean, it's still early. You know, the teams that are 3-3, you know, those guys can still dig in. You know, once you get to about 3-6, 3-7, you're gonna start making your plans. Call your travel agent.
Cancun, here we come with that shirt, by the way, that Brandon's wearing. All right, Brandon Marshall, as always, thank you, sir.